Hello there, my tarot family, my tarot loves. We're back with another one. It's me, Empress of Fortune, and we today are going to be discussing their feelings the last time that they saw you. Very much giving Nicki Minaj, last time I saw you vibes, okay? I want to apologize in advance for any noises, ambient noises that you guys might hear. I do have my windows open. It is like very hot here in Spain, even though it is currently almost 9:30 p.m. So you might hear like some of my neighbors, or you might hear just like some background noise or neighborhood kids or something like that. But we'll just take it in stride. So we do have a 4-pile reading here today. Pick a card. This here is going to be pile 1 with the Sun and Moon Tarot. We've got the Hoodoo Tarot pile 2. Pile 3 is going to be the Light Seers Tarot. And pile 4, last but not least, is the Zillich Tarot. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. It is somebody's last name, so not sure how to say that one. So maybe that's a little identifier for you guys. Maybe like this person had some name confusion with you. Either maybe they didn't know how to say your name, or you didn't know how to say their name, or something like that. But regardless, we will do like a little energy check-in just to make sure that we're talking about the right person when we get to the pile, and then we will see what the tea is with how their thoughts and their feelings really the last time they saw you. We will actually also be getting into some channeled messages at the end of this reading, so make sure you stick around till the end of your pile to see the channeled messages aspect. But yeah, if you need to take a pause to meditate a little bit to figure out which pile is yours, you're more than welcome to do so at this time. All of the timestamps and all of my links, of course, including the link to my new Patreon, will be down below in the description box. And I do weekly zodiac sign readings on there. I also do just kind of like angel message readings. So yeah, definitely worth it. I would highly encourage you guys to join. The link is down below as well. But yes, go ahead and click your timestamp, and I will see you when I see you. What it do, pile 1? What's up? What's up? If you guys chose the Sun and Moon Tarot, then that means that this is going to be your reading. I am so excited to be here. I haven't done one of these readings in such a long time. I'm straight up just going to give this deck a shuffle just because I like how it feels. So you and this person, there may be like a very sensual connection. Who knows? I'm actually going to set this off to the side for now. We're going to put that right there. And I'm going to go ahead and find out who we're talking about first. So I've got this little Archetypes deck that we are about to use right now to see who is it exactly. If you follow me on TikTok at all, then you have definitely seen this deck. I use it a lot on my TikTok channel. Or if you just see my YouTube shorts, it's in there sometimes as well. But yeah, if you're not following me on TikTok, definitely go follow me on TikTok. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. Anyways, let's see. Spirit, please connect me to the energy of pile 1 and the person that they're asking about specifically. The person that they're asking about. Who is this collective asking about? Give us some intel. Who is this person? Just so that it's like an energy check so that they can make sure that they've arrived at the right pile. Who is this person? Okay, interesting. So we have here, ooh, these were 2 very similar cards, and the fact that one of them came out in reverse, Wallflower, right here in reverse. Can you guys see that? And then we have Introvert. So this is interesting because this is giving me the idea that this person definitely has an introverted energy, but they're not the type of person to like not dance, right? If you guys are like at a party or something, they're still going to be on the dance floor. They're still going to be hanging out with their friends, but they're just not going to be like out here. Okay, here's how I'm going to say this. This person definitely has the, what is the word, like perimeter or parameters? Both of those words are coming up. So this person, I guess because perimeter and parameters are like walls, right? This person is the type of person who would like maybe take a lap around the room to kind of just like get the lay of the land, but they're ultimately going to end up in the middle on the dance floor. And that makes me think that this person does have the potential to be the life of the party, but they're very selective with who they, maybe even like who they dance with or who they socialize with, okay? Who they surround themselves with. So just because they are fun to be around does not mean that they are open for business for everybody, okay? Is there anything else from this deck? I don't think so. Okay. There might be one more card that wants to come out to help describe this person. Let's find out. Anything else about this person that pile 1 is asking about that will help identify them? There we go. I knew it. Mother. Interesting. This person is mothering. Okay, they could be a literal mother. That's possible, of course. They could also be part of the LGBTQIA community. Doesn't have to be. They could be maybe like really close to their mom, like mama's boy, mama's girl. This person could be like, why am I hearing like team mom? Okay, not teen mom. I want to be very clear, although that may be significant too for some people. If it is, it's for very few. But team, T-E-A-M, team mom. So I think this type of person is like always going to be the one who helps take care of everybody. Okay. They might have like everything you need in their purse. Like they might have Band-Aids in their purse, or ibuprofen or Advil or whatever. They might have all of the snacks or whatever, right? This person is always prepared. Ooh, that was weird. This person is always prepared, and I just got this too. Cancer in reverse. Okay, so Cancer, we are in the middle of Cancer season right now, so this is interesting because Cancer is very much that motherly energy. This person is full of contradictions, so I understand why you are confused about 1. I definitely understand why you are confused. 414 was just on the clock when I said that, so that could be I'm calling that out as like a little angel number identifier for some people, okay? Because Cancer is very much like motherly or parental energy, okay? So this is interesting. It could be indicating father instead, right? Opposite gender for those of you who subscribe to gender, but also it could just be saying that, again, they are not as soft as you would expect them to be based on what you know about them. They're not open to everybody, right? Crabs have shells. They are not super easy to penetrate. So this person could have a very tight friend group, okay? And they really care about the people that they care about, but if they don't know you, it's kind of like, whatever. You're a rando. You're a rando. I don't really care what the deal is with you. It's not really any of my business, but I'm going to take care of the people that I care about, okay? You and this person could have talked about the moon, because we do have moon on both of these cards here. Let me go ahead and show you guys. We have the moon. She's got like a little crescent moon on her back. Can you see that right there? And then, of course, the Cancer has the moon right there. I was about to say bright as day. It's obviously nighttime. Again, this person I think is very contradictory, which I understand why you're confused. This person could have been sending you a lot of mixed signals, okay? Maybe they even like invited you to do something with their friends and then canceled on you or something at the last minute, or you aren't really sure if their friends would like you or if you'd be welcome with their friends. You're not sure if your friends will like them. So I am seeing something to do with like social groups here potentially being an issue or a topic of discussion at the very least, because when I mentioned the idea of like a dance, this is making me think of like an 8th grade or like a school dance or like a high school dance, right? Where it's like everybody's eyes, like the social dynamics of the class as a whole, or social dynamics of the peer group as a whole, seem like they are at stake in some kind of way, okay? Yeah, that's interesting. So it's not really just like you two in this connection. You guys have a lot of eyes on you. I feel like you're being heavily watched, and I almost wanted to say surveilled. So maybe like something to do with like a chaperone. Nobody who's watching these videos should be under the age of 18. I know that people over the age of 18, especially in certain cultures, may still go on dates with a chaperone in tow. Okay, I'm aware of that. But I just wanted to say, if you're under 18, go ahead and click off and find something else to do, because this reading is not for you, babes. So yeah, this person, they may be a water sign. I'm inclined to say like a Pisces or a Scorpio, since Cancer is here in the reverse, but I'm not really going to take signs, zodiac signs, like super seriously in this reading. And obviously that is obviously not going to apply to everybody. This is like a general reading that's on YouTube, so it could be any sign, but just felt like I needed to call those out. And then also I wanted to say that this person may be just really into water in general. They may not necessarily be a water sign, but they could just be very into water. in general, like swimming or being by the ocean. Maybe you guys live by the ocean. They could really like crabs, like as a food or as a symbol or something like that. They could have a crab tattoo or anything like that. Let's hope that they don't actually have crabs. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of 18 plus, let's hope that they don't actually have crabs. The STI, that would be terrible. But maybe it was a topic of discussion. That might be why I said like other people could be involved. You never know. You really never know, okay? So I'm just channeling everything that comes through. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next part of this reading, which is going to actually tell us how does this person actually feel about you. I'm going to leave these up here. I was going to take them off, but I think I'm going to leave them. So, how does this person, how did they feel the last time that they saw you? We're going to use the Prism Oracle to find that out. I have this song. I was like literally just listening to it. I haven't listened to it in a long time, so I was like, I feel guilty for mentioning it because I was just listening to it, so I don't really know if it's like, but I think it is worth mentioning because I haven't listened to it forever. But Mirror Ball by Taylor Swift. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting like dance energy. Like maybe you and this person went dancing. Maybe that was the last time you guys saw each other. Maybe you have like a significant memory of going dancing together or something like that. But like Mirror Ball, Disco Ball, dancing, like a prom or something like that is coming through. Formal event, formal dance, gala, I don't know, something. So guides, angels, benevolent ancestors, higher self, the person who's on pile one's mind, how did they feel the last time pile one saw them? What was this person's feelings the last time that they saw pile one? All right, let's see. Oh, right away, here we go. Ghost in the reverse. Okay, so it could be that this person ghosted you, but I'm also getting that maybe you guys, like, this person could have been considering either reconciliation after a ghosting, or they might have gotten really nervous and like almost thought about running away. You know how like sometimes you see somebody, you're like, oh shit, right? And you're like, oh my god, I don't really know if I want to talk to that person. So this could have been like that. Notice this ghost does not have like a mouth, so anxiety, yeah, for sure. This person was hella anxious. Sorry about that shadow, you guys. Can you see that? This person was hella anxious last time they saw you. Super anxious. This person maybe could have connections to the Bay Area in the United States in some kind of way. They might really like pasta, spaghetti, linguine, raviolis, I'm hearing. I wanted to say lasagna, but it's not coming through that hard. But now that I say lasagna, I'm thinking about Garfield. How did this person feel the last time they saw pile one? Hunger. That's so funny. You guys see this? Hungry. They were hungry as shit. I don't know if maybe they were hangry, but they were hungry for sure. Okay, hangry means like a mix between hunger and anger. Okay, so that's wild. That's literally so funny. I was talking about pasta and now we have hungry here. So maybe you guys like went out to eat or something together, possibly, or maybe they were in a rush on their way to go somewhere to eat, or maybe they asked you to eat with them. I'm getting like a little bit of spontaneity. This does not have to be the case for everybody who's watching this, but I'm getting almost like the idea of like spontaneous plans, like almost like you see somebody like somewhere you're not really expecting to see them, or you see them somewhere and you don't really have like a vision for how the night is gonna go or how the day is gonna go, and then they ask you to like go have coffee with them or go eat something with them or whatever, right? Especially with Cancer and Mother here, I do feel like this person, like feederism is coming through. Like this person might just like really have, I'm not trying to say like a kink, I don't think that's necessarily the case. It could be for some people, but I think that they just have this very like nurturing side where they just like want to feed people. It's reminding me of those TikToks where they talk about like Italian guys and how they're always going to offer to like make you carbonara or something, and I just think that's like so funny. But yeah, okay. How did this person feel the last time that they saw pile one? Let's check it. We're gonna get this True Love Oracle, True Love reading cards out by Belinda Grace. I don't know why I always need to say like who it's by whenever I do this oracle. Maybe that was like her intention when she made the cards, who knows. All right, Aren't they so pretty though? Yes, okay. So how did this person feel the last time they saw pile 1? How did this person feel the last time they saw pile 1? How did this person feel the last time they saw pile 1? Now I'm again thinking of Last Time I Saw You by Nicki Minaj. And the first line, it's not the first line, but the first line of the chorus, she goes like, I wish I'd have held you tighter the last time that I saw you. So this person was definitely like hoping that they would see you. They were absolutely hoping that they would see you. There's no question in my mind about that. I'm gonna move this over here just a little bit. Give us a little bit of extra space while I rearrange some things. Yeah, this person was definitely hoping that they would see you, and that's why I'm getting like this spontaneous kind of situation. That does not have to resonate for everybody. It could be that like you both were planning on being in a certain place at a certain time. They just weren't sure if they were going to talk to you or not, right? And that kind of goes with like my example of like the school dance or some sort of maybe like work event or whatever, right? Where they like knew or hoped that you would be there, but they didn't know if you guys were going to interact or what the vibes would be like, really. You know what I mean? So yeah, what was this person thinking the last time they saw you? Is there more? Yes, I think there is more. Hold on. All right. Bro, serendipity. That's what I'm saying. Seeing, the vibes are so strong. The vibes are so strong. Serendipity. They're just like, if luck puts me in the right place at the right time, then I'm going to see this person that I want to see, and we're going to get to have a conversation. We're going to get to talk, okay? This person, like, literally could have come out of their shell to talk to you, like, could have put themselves in your path in order to talk to you. And not, like, in a creepy stalker way, but, like, in a way of, like, for example, let's say you guys are, like, out at a group dinner or something like that, and there's a seat open next to you, but there's also some seats open elsewhere, right? This person, when they arrive and they see the seat next to you that's open, they decide to come and sit next to you, even though they don't really know anybody else who's sitting around you, right? They just want to put themselves in that position to be able to chat with you, okay? So, yeah, I'm getting that very much that this person was just hoping. There was like, what's that song? Like, wishing and hoping and dreaming and, was it scheming or kissing? I don't really know. It's a song. It's kind of like an old song. I want to say it's from like the 50s or 60s. But yes. Hold on. Let me see if I can go look that up. All right, you guys. So I did figure out the song. It was called Wishin' and Hopin' by Dusty Springfield from 1964. Okay. So yes, this person was like really, I don't want to say in their feelings, low key in their feelings, Drake. This person was like definitely wondering if you would be around. They were a little afraid to talk to you, okay? Something might have happened during the event or the evening or whatever, where they maybe had to like leave suddenly or something like that, okay? Maybe you guys didn't get to have the conversation that either of you or both of you or one of you wanted to have, okay? So, yeah, let's see. Let's move on to the actual tarot deck and see what the tarot has to say, and then we will go into the channeled messages as well. What this person would have said if they maybe could have stayed longer, or if there wasn't some sort of interference happening, okay? So let's see. What was this person feeling the last time they saw pile 1? What were they feeling the last time they saw pile 1? Oh my gosh. Okay, alrighty. We have here oppression and victory. That's the 10 of Wands in the reverse and the 6 of Wands upright. Oppression and victory. These cards are so small. I love them. They're so cute. My neighbor, I think she probably has her window open too, so she's being pretty loud. But it's okay. This person did not want to... Okay, this person... They felt like they had to win whatever it was that they did, or whatever interaction that they had with you. They felt like it went well overall, okay? Even if it was brief, even if it was short, they still do feel like it went pretty well. And they also kind of feel like a burden or a weight was dropped from their shoulders now that they like kind of accomplished their goal or their mission, which I think was to talk to you. Okay? Or it was to interact with you in some kind of way. Okay? So even if it was just like a silent interaction, maybe you and this person like see each other at the coffee shop a lot or whatever, and nobody ever talks, but finally they got the courage to like smile at you or wave at you or something like that, right? I think that they just like, there was something that happened that gave them the sense of relief in your connection, okay? Maybe you finally gave them like the signal back that they were looking for, right? And it let them know that they're not in it alone. You know what I mean? Because I am getting like a little bit of crush energy here, okay? Can't lie, I'm getting a little bit of crush energy here. It's interesting that hasn't, I won't say it hasn't come out in the cards yet, but like, if it's a crush, it's not a super strong crush. I think it's more that this person is really relying on the universe, like if it's meant to be, it will be kind of situation, okay? So this person, I do not think that they're the type of person to take the initiative, okay? Definitely not the type of person to take the initiative in any way, shape, or form. 3:44, 3:45 on the clock just now as I said that. That could be interesting or important for somebody. Somebody could also be like 34 and a half or 35 years old. All right. With this Nine of Swords here in the reverse that says cruelty, they are letting go, again, of their anxieties around this connection. They're letting go of negative feelings that they have about themselves, but they are still insecure. Like this person, there's no doubt about it, they are battling and dealing with some insecurities. And it could be that part of them wonders if they're good enough for you. I'm not going to say that they don't think they're good enough for you. Look at these colors. Look at how close these colors are. That's crazy. You guys might have a lot of similarities, okay? And they may really like that about you. But okay, we have Seven of Pentacles here, and then we have Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, this person, if they do have any insecurities, I think it might be around like their finances, around their money. They may wonder or worry if they could afford you or afford to be with you or be like the type of lifestyle that you have or that you want, okay? But they were like making a plan. They were making a plan, man. They were like, okay, how am I going to get this situation to work out? Even if they, like I said, didn't act on the plan, they were trying to figure out how the plan could work. Okay, so we got this person over here like drawing in the sand, right? Trying to make a plan. And then we have this person here who's like content and sniffing these flowers like, yeah, I did that. I really did that. So they definitely felt like a big sense of accomplishment after whatever the interaction was, okay? I think even if it was just like, oh, I finally talked to pile one, or I finally interacted with pile one, even if it was like a small thing, like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting to do that forever. Go me, yay, go me, right? Like this victory and this Nine of Pentacles right here, it is very much giving like, I'm so proud of myself. I did that. I really did the thing. Like that's how they're feeling at this time. Like I really did the thing. So whatever it is that you guys ended up, like whatever situation it was or whatever you guys ended up doing or whatever, they're really excited that they were able to come out of their shell a little bit in order to chat with you or interact with you in some way. Okay. So it seems like it was small, whatever this was. It seems like it was like a small interaction, but it did mean quite a bit to them, okay? So this is just a really cute energy. It's adorable. I love it. Is there anything else I should say before the channeled messages? Let's go ahead and get into the channeled messages. What would this person say to pile one right now if they could say anything? What would they say to pile one? Oh, I am planning on messaging you soon. See, I told you there was a plan. A plan is forming. I am planning on messaging you soon. So yeah, I would just say, especially with the Seven of Pentacles here, this person is going to require like a lot of patience, or like if you plan on dealing with this person, it's going to require a certain amount of patience. Okay. I think they're the type who wouldn't mind taking it slow. I was almost going to say like likes taking it slow, but I don't feel like that's correct. I feel like they wouldn't mind taking it slow. Okay. There's definitely a lot left unsaid with this connection. I typically only take cards that come out face up because I'm like, say it with your chest, but this person does seem unreasonably shy. So we're going to take these two cards that came Uh-oh. Your kindness has changed my life and I don't trust you. See, this is why I only take cards that come out face up. But this person is definitely dealing with wondering if you being nice to them is just like because you're nice to everybody, or if it is specifically like because you like them, okay? They don't really know what to think. Anything else? I have another deck that I'm going to use. It's the same author. She just split it into two. So we're gonna get the second half. I want to be like you. So I'm gonna keep this in upright even though it did come out in reverse, because this person definitely admires a lot of things about you. They may not want to be exactly like you because they appreciate your differences, but they admire a lot of things about you. Okay, anything else from this half of the deck? There we go. Not now. Now is not a good time for them. Whatever is happening in their life, it's just not a good time for them. I don't know if they have somebody else. Maybe they're just busy. Who knows? Things could just be up in the air for them, and maybe they're not really ready for whatever it is that you are hoping for from them, okay? Here's the other half of that deck. Let's see, Spirit, what would this person say to pile one if they could say anything to pile one? What would they say to pile one? If they could say anything to pile one, what would they say? There we go. I think you are hot, okay? This person definitely thinks you are attractive. Maybe you don't look the same every time they see you, okay? So maybe there are days like when you are hotter than other days, and if you're in my collective, you're objectively an attractive person because we're hot over here, but maybe you're not their usual type. That could also be part of it too. You might not be their usual type because it did come out in reverse, but they do think you're hot, but like something is holding them back. It could be they think you're either too hot for them or you're not their usual type, okay? Love will keep us together. See, that's what I was saying, is they're not really planning on doing anything about this. They're just like, if it happens, it happens, okay? They are planning on messaging you soon, but that's it. You found out something about me, all right? So I don't know if you found out something about them through social media, or like they told you something about themselves, or maybe you've just found out from a friend or a coworker or whoever, right? But they, I think, are used to being pretty mysterious, or a slightly mysterious type of person, especially with Ghost here. And they may not tell people a lot of stuff. Ghost and Wallflower, right? They may not tell people a lot of stuff, but I think that you just kind of like figured out a little something more about them. Okay, here, what do we have this? I am not sure what I'm feeling, okay? I'm gonna keep this one out, even though it landed face down. This person definitely is interested in you. There's no question about that. They're definitely interested in you, but are they prepared really to actually like do something? I don't know, especially with not now here, okay? And just like I'm planning on messaging you soon, they might just want to talk. They might just want to see how things are going, and like I said, kind of just let the universe take the lead on this one. And if they run into you somewhere, they do. If they don't, they don't. And like they are thinking about you, but they're not really an active type of person, okay? And when I said earlier, like the perimeter or the parameters, I think that they are trying to kind of test the waters a little bit to see kind of like what, you know, what's the deal? How do you feel? I want you, but I shouldn't. Okay, so again, there could be somebody else in the picture. That's not for everybody. There doesn't have to be anybody else in the picture. But this person, whatever is going on in their life right now, they're just not prepared. They're just not prepared. Sorry, you guys, my camera cut off. Also, my neighbor is singing like super loud all of a sudden, so if you hear her, I apologize. But I do think like this person, she's singing that song like, it's it's always a good time. Who is that? Why do I want to say Owl City? I don't feel like that's true. But they do like think that you guys would have a good time together, but they're just not prepared for whatever it is. It could be financially, whatever, something, maybe they don't have the time right now. They're just not prepared. And it's making them feel like they shouldn't come forward really until they just like have everything that they need, whether that's the time, the availability, whether that's actual like time availability or emotional availability, financial availability, right? What's this one? You scare the shit out of me. Okay, so yeah, you definitely scare this person. We've talked about that before. You give this person a little bit of anxiety. They question themselves a little bit around you, okay? But they do remember like how good you made them feel the last time they saw you, when we have like the Six of Wands and this Nine of Pentacles here with like this victory and like gain. But they feel stuck in their own life, and so that's why they're not really ready to come forward to make you an offer quite yet, okay? So yeah, guys, pile one. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And again, you can get access to my Patreon membership for just $1 a month. It's super cheap, very affordable. But for those, you get like zodiac sign readings, weekly zodiac sign readings, and also angel messages that nobody else gets. Those are totally exclusive to Patreon. I am also on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Threads, I'm on X, I'm on all the things. So find me wherever you like to do social media, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Hey there, pile two. Welcome, welcome. If you chose the Hoodoo Tarot, then that means this is going to be your reading. We are investigating their feelings the last time that they saw you, so get somebody in mind and we'll get started. Oh, I forgot to light my candle, so let me go ahead and do that. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and get started. We're actually going to put the tarot off to the side for right now because we need to do a little energy check-in to see exactly who it is that we are discussing. Who is this person that we are peeking into, their energy? Whose energy we're peeking into, rather. This person could be in education. They could be really into like spelling, grammar. They might just have like really good spelling or grammar over text. They could be a writer or an English teacher or language teacher of some kind. It doesn't have to be English. Something like that. That's not going to resonate for everybody, obviously. Just a little something that came to mind. Okay. So let's find out. This person that pile two is inquiring about, who are they? Who is this person that pile two is inquiring about? We already got one card out. We have here beauty here in the reverse. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This person may not be conventionally attractive. That doesn't mean that they're not attractive, okay? They just might not be conventionally attractive. I definitely know what that is like. Like, I've had crushes on people who I was like, my friends wouldn't understand. I think they're cute, but maybe nobody else does, you know, that kind of thing. Or it could be that they used to be really conventionally attractive and they like let themselves go in some kind of way. Or it could just be that they don't really care that much about their looks and their beauty. So it could be one of those situations where like they are attractive, they just don't really like put the effort in because they just don't care. Okay, so something to do with not subjecting themselves to the beauty standard. Okay, let's go ahead and put it that way. This person may not really like to wear makeup. They may not really enjoy the process of fashion or getting dressed or something like that. They may not really subject themselves to like the trappings and accoutrements of fashion and or looking good. Okay, we also have here artist. Okay, so we have an artist in the house. This person could like to paint. I did say earlier that they may have like a way with words. They might like to write, or maybe like a comic book kind of situation. We have here air in the reverse, so they could be an air sign. That is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. They don't have to be an air sign. They could have that in their sun, moon, rising, or maybe even their Venus. But this person is, I'm going to say, kind of like contrarian in the way that they interact with the world. Like, they are intellectual, but also anti-intellectual in a sense. It's giving very much like anti-hero type of energy. Like, you want to root for this person, even if they could care less, to be honest. It's giving me like Jane Lane from Daria kind of energy, where it's like very intellectual, where like they're like, I am not going to be part of this structure that's in place. So in a way, like kind of giving a little bit like above it all, not to the point of being snooty, maybe a little snobby, but not to the point of being snooty. I think snooty is very much like kind of like an upper crust kind of connotation, whereas this person could be very much like of the labor class, like really. Sorry if the camera's shaking too much, you guys. It almost shakes like every time I even touch the table. I don't know why it's so unstable like that, but it is what it is. They are very much like about like toppling some sort of power structure, okay? But doing it with like very unorthodox means is what I'm getting here. And then we also have here higher self. So this person, I think that they are on like a higher mission. I almost said like a higher mission from God. They could definitely see it that way. They do not really care so much about like the earthly things that a lot of people tend to care about. Okay, they are very much more, like I said, like above it all in some kind of way. And it is like intellectual, but it is also, I want to say almost like it lacks this idea of the spirituality that goes along with it, because they may not necessarily be one to believe in or subscribe to any particular type of religion, but they do very much like believe that they have a higher purpose in this world and in this life that they could express maybe through their art or maybe through how they choose to disengage with certain aspects of society like beauty standards or just like the conventional things that other people tend to want. This person could have a very unconventional lifestyle in some ways, okay? But yeah, let's see. I don't know if there's anything else from these cards that we're supposed to get, but the art and the artist is really coming through. The color blue is coming through a lot too. So blue could be maybe somebody's name. It could be somebody's favorite color. It does make me think of blue ivy. So this person could be a Beyonce fan for some of you guys. I think that this person really appreciates the value of hard work and they're willing to put the work in to get to where they want to go and get what they want from life, okay? This person could be pretty anti like respectability or respectability politics in some kind of ways. They don't really give a damn if other people respect them, is what I'm getting. They're really like not caring at all if they were to disengage with certain parts of society or even most of society. I could definitely see this person like going to like live off the grid. I could see this person just kind of like disengaging, maybe even like agoraphobia in some kind of ways. That does make me think of Agora Hills by Doja Cat, but this person could be maybe perfectly happy just like being in their house drawing all the time, or being in their house away from everybody just doing their own thing a lot. This person might be a little bit of a loner. That might not resonate for everybody, but they are like so tapped in to the higher realms that it's almost like what happens here on earth like does not matter to them, because they just are like, there's so much more going on than what we see. This person could be really into conspiracy theories in some kind of ways, okay? That may resonate for some of you. They definitely believe that like what we see is only what's happening on the surface and that there's just like so much more going on behind the scenes, which is making me laugh, like bringing up Blue Ivy and Beyonce, because I could see like, I'm not saying this person like believes in the Illuminati, but I am saying like this person would be the type to say like, well, there are super powerful people behind the scenes who are like puppeteering. They're the puppeteers and we're just all on their little strings or whatever, right? So I think that this person probably has like a healthy amount of disrespect for like a conventional white picket fence 9 to 5 kind of life. Even if they live that kind of life, if they have lived it before, they definitely are happy to have escaped it. If they're currently living it now, I think that they think it's beneath them and they're probably not too happy with it, okay? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else about this person? I don't think so. All right, so we're gonna move on. Well, I think there's something else that they want me to say, but there's not Interestingly enough, I will say all of the people represented on these cards are women. That doesn't mean that this person that you're asking about identifies as a woman, but they could be very in tune or in touch with their feminine side, okay? So they might consider themselves to be a feminist. They might be emotionally in tune. I would not be surprised if this person were either actively in therapy, maybe even they are a therapist themselves, or they might be a listening ear for a lot of their friends and a lot of people that they know. I think that this person may even use art as therapy, like trying to get out their feelings through their art in some ways. And if they are doing art, the art doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful. They might do like horror or gory or something like that, where it's like kind of the antithesis of what people think art could or should be. I think this person, like I said, really enjoys being a contrarian. Like they just want to go against the grain and challenge people's ideas in every way that they know how. So this could be somebody who maybe like plays the devil's advocate a lot, or tries to just get the people around them to think differently than how they normally would. And think different, I think, used to be the motto for Apple or something like that. So this person could be really into tech or technology. They might know how to program. They could be like a computer programmer. They may know how to create like digital art for some of you guys. Definitely could be a digital artist. And then I would also say that this person, when I said like devil's advocate, it made me think of like not only reading the law, but they could read a lot of news. They could be an attorney or studying the law, or they could just be very interested in social and global geopolitics, okay? So I would say that this person is probably fairly politically minded. Even if they despise all of it, I think that they try to keep an eye on what's happening in the news, just so that they can stay informed. This person definitely, like I said, likes to kind of read between the lines and kind of see what might be going on behind the scenes. And I'm getting like the type of person who's always like, follow the money, right? To like see who really are the biggest actors in this situation. So this person definitely tries to be very politically conscious, I think, whether they talk about it a lot or not. I think it is something that's on their mind. And if they do talk about it, it's probably like to speak out against certain things, okay? This type of person is rare, and I'm hearing rare, also like rare beauty, makes me think of Selena Gomez. So interestingly enough, like a lot of celebrities have been coming up, right, in this reading that I've been. Sorry, you guys, this camera, I guess like every time I even slightly touch my desk, the camera shakes. So I really apologize for that. If you need to turn the phone over and just listen, I do not blame you at all. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that. I don't think I can fix it right now, but I will figure out how to fix it eventually. Anyway, a lot of celebrities have been coming up during this reading. So this person could have like famous energy or celebrity energy, or they might just like be really tapped into either pop culture or celebrity culture, or they might just like know a lot about certain celebrities. I don't know if this person is maybe like a local celebrity themselves, or has some sort of fame, whether that's internet fame or real life, real person fame or something like that. But this person could just be kind of well known in some kind of way. So I want to put that out there. All right, so we're going to do this next part, which is going to be how they felt the last time you saw them. I've got my cards here from the Prism Oracle. Spirit, how did this person feel the last time they saw pile 2? How did this person feel the last time they saw pile 2? Let's tap into the energy of the person the pile 2 is asking about. How did this person feel the last time they saw pile 2? How did this person feel the last time they saw pile 2? So we got one card already, and that card says peace. So this person was at peace. This person definitely does not make like the energy that they have. I don't think they're the type to get easily flustered. I don't think that they're the type of person who like really lets things get to them. Again, because I said earlier, like they're just like, oh, there's so much more going on than you can even realize. It's almost like they're not bothered by the small problems of, I even almost want to say like small-minded people. This person can be a little bit condescending, I'm not gonna lie. Cleanse. This is a very clean energy. This person might do either consciously or unconsciously a lot of like cleansing rituals to keep their energy clean. So like whether they are like consciously saging or using Palo Santo or whatever on themselves or in their house every day, which is a practice that I used to do, or they could just be like cleansing themselves daily through the creation of art. So like whenever they make art, I said earlier, they might use art as like therapy or like journaling or something, right? Like that's a form of cleansing as well. It's like letting it all out. So this person, I feel like they just have a very clean energy. Like they don't get really bothered very easily by other people. We have here consciousness in reverse. This is very interesting because not only do we have here like higher self, but we also have consciousness, and higher self is in reverse. I mean, higher self is in upright. Consciousness is in reverse. I find that so interesting, but I did mention earlier that I kind of felt like this person is not necessarily like a religious person. They might be somewhat spiritual, but they are kind of tapped in, but the way they're tapped in, it's like to themselves. I don't really feel like they maybe subscribe to the idea of oneness, where like we all are kind of like facets or reflections of the same consciousness. I don't think that they feel that. They do have a little bit of frustration. See, there's, again, this person is contradictory. I said that. This person is contradictory because how are we going to have peace and frustration? The peace that they have is within themselves, but the frustration that they have, I think, is with how they try to interact with society, okay? Because it's like, look, they're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole here. So with that being said, it's like they just don't feel like they fit in, and that does make them a little bit frustrated. But I think also they kind of just feel like a lot of things aren't working, like on a larger scale. A lot of things are not working, and it is upsetting to them. But they also recognize what their locus of control is, and so they just work within that. And so that's what brings them peace. Like they know what they can control, and that's all that they care about. We have strength here in the reverse. So strength is one of the cards in the tarot. I'm not going to talk about that exactly right now, but I think that this person doesn't exactly believe in the strength of the powers that be. Like, again, contradiction, because it's like they believe that a lot of maybe bad, or let's say like, I don't know if the word is bad. Maybe the word is prosperous actors are behind the scenes controlling a lot of things, but they also don't believe in the strength of, for example, like the judicial system. So this person could have like a real beef or a real issue with like the judicial system in their country or in the world or something like that. This person also like may not physically be very strong. They might be like a skinny, I don't want to say skinny queen, skinny legend. They might be, they might not like work out a lot. They might not have a lot of physical strength to them, okay? That might be for some of you guys. It might not be for everybody. How else were they feeling last time they saw Pile 2? And it's interesting that these two came out. The strength and frustration came out. Okay, I want to go back a little bit. The consciousness being here in reverse. Last time you saw them, they might have been a little bit, I want to say like not in their right mind, okay? They could have been a little bit drunk. They could have been a little bit high. They could have been a little bit just like not fully in their normal state, okay? There is a sense that this person was not operating on all cylinders last time that you saw them, okay? And again, I think this whole video, I'm just going to keep getting these flashes of that song by Nicki Minaj, Last Time I Saw You, but I'm hearing the part right now where it's like, I wish I had held you tighter the last time that I saw you. So this person might really have wanted to hug you or something like that last time they saw you. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't happen. This person was not feeling particularly at like their best, okay? They were peaceful and they were keeping their energy clean, but there was something that was frustrating them about the situation. Maybe things like were not going to plan, or things were not going right in the way that they think like they should have going right. And it could also have been like maybe trying to make new plans. It was hard to get everybody to agree to what it was that they wanted or something like that, right? With strength being here in the reverse and me mentioning, I'm going to go back to the tarot meaning now. The tarot card strength can talk about discipline. It can talk about lust. It can talk about emotions and logic. And I think that this person, their emotions might have been taking them over. Emotions taking me over. Isn't that Destiny's Child? Beyonce is coming up quite a bit, actually. You and this person may have discussed Beyonce or talked about Beyonce. Possibly. Okay. Yeah, this person was definitely feeling a little lusty, I'm gonna say, last time that they saw you. All right. And they were frustrated. This brings a whole new dimension to this frustration card. This person definitely could have also been sexually frustrated last time they saw you. Okay. I think that you also, I'm going to bring in a few different meanings, so take the one that resonates, okay? Some of you guys may have had a little bit of beef with this person, okay? You may have had, and when I say beef, it doesn't have to be like serious beef. It could just be like you guys maybe had like a weird conversation or something, and this person may have been trying to offer you a peace offering or an olive branch. They could have like given you some sort of, even if it's like a bite of their food or something, they might have like tried to offer you something, right, in order to kind of like break the ice a little bit. Now I'm hearing break the ice, Britney Spears. Again, a lot of celebrities coming through here. That's interesting. Some of you guys may have seen this person at a pool or by a body of water, okay? But I do think this person was a little bit sexually frustrated the last time that they saw you. Okay. Let's see, is there more? Let's move on to the next deck, which is in fact going to be the True Love Reading cards. So let's go ahead and get these out by Belinda Grace, I want to say. Yes, every single time I use these cards, I want to say her name. She must have, excuse me, it's just super strong energy. I don't know. All right, Spirit. This person who pile 2 is inquiring about, how did they feel the last time they saw pile 2? How did they feel the last time they saw pile 2? Spiritual maturity. Interesting. This is an interesting message here. Spiritual maturity. So last time they saw you, they were trying to, again, be above it all. That's how I'm hearing. And like, look, we have this idea of this enlightenment up at the top of the mountain. And I've talked about how this person maybe like thinks that they either know better or do better than a lot of other people. Okay. This person definitely has like a very high opinion of themselves. So they may have felt like, even though they were a little bit frustrated, they were like, I'm taking the high road here in whatever this situation was. You guys don't even have to have been in a fight. I think it's just because they wanted something and were able to probably like deny themselves of doing that thing. They were like, yeah, I'm a boss. Yeah, I can do whatever. They really were like priding themselves on how well they handled everything, especially if they were fucked up in some way. Like if they were maybe not fully conscious. Like, I don't want to say not fully conscious, that sounds bad. Although for some of them they literally might have passed out for a little amount of time, but if maybe they like were drinking heavily or smoking something or whatever, right? I think that they are like proud of the way that they handled the situation, especially if that's the case where like there were substances involved that could have caused them to act in a way that they normally wouldn't, or act more immaturely. Okay. This person is on a path to try and better themselves, especially here with higher self. Here, like, this person takes themselves incredibly seriously. I just really want to say that. They definitely take themselves very seriously, and they also may feel, to be honest, to be frank, that they are more mature than you are. Okay? They may feel like they've got their life together more than you do. They may feel like they are just on a stronger path than you are. I don't think that they would be opposed to like taking you on the path with them, especially since we do have two people here on this little path up this mountain. But they also may feel like they want to like take you under their wing and guide you, okay? They may want to mentor you or guide you in some kind of way. That could be like romantically, like they just have the feeling like they want to cuddle you and help you be the best version of yourself or whatever, right? But it could just be this person has like a mild superiority complex. That's how I'm gonna say it. Mild. All right, let's see. Creativity here in the reverse, okay? So again, it's not the same couple, but it is like these two people here together. So this person definitely is interested in what it would be like to be with you, okay? That's for sure. They're interested in what it would be like to be with you. Some of you physically, like sexually, they're interested in that especially, okay? But this person, I think also, especially since they have like an artist's heart or whatever, they are not feeling their most creative. They were not feeling their most creative the last time that you saw them, okay? So I don't know what that's about. They might have been going through some kind of a slump. If there is somebody else, like if they're already in another relationship, they might be feeling stifled by that person, okay? But I think that this person sees a lot of possibilities of what could be. They're just struggling in how to bring them to fruition, or at least they were the last time that you saw them. So they were kind of going through something, I think, a little bit in general. That's interesting. I almost like wish that I hadn't drawn that card because I'm just feeling like a little bit weird right now. And I think that person that you're asking about, it's almost like it's stopped up energy. I said before that like they let out their thoughts, their feelings through their art or whatever. It's almost like a therapy for them. And the fact that this person wasn't able to feel or be creative at that time was causing them problems in their expression. It was causing them problems within their psyche. I think they were just having some issues where also like maybe they did or said some things that they wish that they didn't do at this time. This person definitely puts themselves on a pedestal, and maybe also you. They could see you guys as being equal in some ways, but then they also think that they are more mature than you in other ways. This person could actually be physically older than you, and that might add to that as well. That's interesting. All right, it's time for some tarot cards. Let's get our tarot out to find out, how did this person feel the last time that they saw pile 2? What were this person's feelings the last time that they saw pile 2? How did they feel? Now I'm hearing that song, How Do You Feel by Hoku. I think that's it. How does it feel? Ever since you walked away from me, I miss you for real. Every day of my life, how do I feel now that it's over? But the thing that I miss the most is missing you. Okay, very interesting. We have the 8 of Knives, which is the 8 of Swords, just came out here. And as I was shuffling, I was thinking, like, why do we keep seeing these people's backs? It's like we're only seeing their backs in these 2 cards, right? And then we have this, and it's like their back is to us again, all right? So I kind of feel like this person either feels shut out or they might be shutting you out. I don't really understand that though. That might only be for a couple of people. But there's this idea of being shut out or turning your back on something. I don't know. Maybe like they wanted you to take them with you somewhere and you didn't take them. I did mention earlier the idea of plans, like not coming to fruition or it being difficult to plan something. Like what if you had other plans that didn't involve this person and like they wanted you to come with them or they wanted to come with you or something like that. I don't know. That's just an idea, just a thought. But 8 of Swords is also about feeling insecure in some kind of way or feeling trapped in some kind of way. And I've talked about this with the creativity aspect, like feeling like they couldn't let out what they really wanted to say. And also with the air card being here in reverse, that can discuss a miscommunication of some kind or a lack of communication of some kind. We have here the big house, that's the Tower in the reverse, okay? This person was going through it, to be honest, the last time that you saw them. They were not doing well. That's what I'm gonna say. They were not doing well, which is so interesting because we have like peace and cleanse over here. And like maybe that's their baseline. That might be like how they normally operate, but like they were struggling. There was something, some sort of internal struggle. And I guess maybe it could have been related to you as it relates to you. But they could have had maybe like a fight with somebody else, especially Mother of Sticks. Mother of Sticks is Mother of Wands. This is like my personal significator in the tarot. So this makes me think that they could have been struggling with regards to you, right? Also, again, notice though, like she's in here smoking. So I do think maybe like substances could be part of the situation that happened here. There could have been a fight with somebody, maybe a roommate or a coworker or a relationship, possibly with a mother figure, sister figure, something like that. How is this person feeling the last time I saw pile 2? Yeah, the Empress right here. So this is very much giving like mommy energy. LOL. Sorry for the glare, you guys. Let me see if I can fix that. What happens if I just turn this light off? Okay, I'm just gonna keep that light off. I think it's probably bright enough in here that you guys can still see everything anyway, so apologies. Yeah, this person could be having like a fight with their mom, a fight with some person that they know. If this person is married, they could have had a fight with their significant other. Okay. 2 more cards just came out. We've got here, 3. Mother of Baskets. See, again, yet another woman represented here. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Empress, okay? I'm gonna read these in a different way in a second, but like, I just feel like this person was having some issues as it relates to the feminine people in their life. Whether they identify as a feminine or not, this person I think was having some issues, and I think they didn't know how to deal with them. But the fact that all of these women here are in the upright, okay, I did mention earlier this person could consider themselves to be a feminist, and I think that they're recognizing, or they were at this time recognizing, that they were in the wrong in some scenario to do with other women that they know, whether these are coworkers or colleagues or family members or people that they're in a relationship with in some kind of way. I think that they came to the recognition that they had some sort of like wrong idea about something. And it could be that all of these ladies came for them, okay? It might be that a few people, I want to say gently corrected this person, because we do have the Queen of Cups here, Mother of Baskets, like gently corrected this person. There's a lot to be said, and part of me wants to wait to say it, but the other part of me is like, just say it now, I guess. Okay, so the idea of like being led along, or the idea of being taken along on a journey, is really coming through here, okay? Because we have 2 people in this card here, 2 people in this card here, and it's like one person is leading another. And then this Queen of Cups here, she's like got her hand out. She's like, come with me, right? This person is having a hard time. This person is acknowledging that they still have a lot of work to do when it comes to getting to the ideal place that they want to be spiritually and as a person, okay? This person is recognizing that they don't know as much as they thought that they did, which is also why this air is in the reverse here, because I think that, again, this person was kind of like holier than thou in some kind of ways, and like looked down a lot on other people in some kind of ways. And they came to realize during whatever it was that happened during the last time you saw each other, that they still have a lot to learn. They may still have some like ingrained negative ideas, whether that's about women or whatever, patriarchal, misogynistic, something like that. They have a lot that they need to learn, and they're willing to do the learning, but I think they're like, I'm getting the sense of being a little bit embarrassed with this Eight of Swords here, this Eight of Knives, okay? There was like potentially some kind of like a blow up that happened at this last meeting or gathering or whatever it was last time you saw them. There was some sort of situation, and it doesn't have to be one where they were directly involved, although they may have been directly involved in it, but I am just seeing that there was a situation that did not go well, and they got, I want to say they got schooled. They got schooled, or at least they got told by some other people, maybe a group of ladies, okay? Interesting. Yeah, this is like a very humbled energy that I'm getting right now. And I think that goes back to the idea of like, they didn't know what to do. Like they didn't know how to get themselves out of this situation. And they're recognizing again that they have maturing to do, and that they can't always like show up in, and this is not necessarily assuming, I'm not assuming that this person you're asking about is male or male presenting, male identifying, but they can't always show up like rah rah, macho, I'm right. You know, they're recognizing that sometimes a gentler approach is necessary in order to get their point across or to get what they want out of the situation. Okay, so I think this person's willing to learn, but they are a little bit insecure about it and a little bit afraid of how they're going to do it, what's going to happen, the amount of time that it's going to take, because this person definitely again has like a very high opinion of themselves, and so when they kind of like fall from grace, they don't take it super well. So this person definitely still has a little bit of ego to them that they are dealing with and trying to work through, okay? We have here Son of Sticks and Son of Coins. Interesting. We have two pages that just came out together, okay? So yeah, that goes very much with the idea of like there's still a lot to learn, okay? And yeah, this person basically got schooled. I don't know what happened, but they definitely got schooled in this scenario. They got told what they should and shouldn't be doing, and that is embarrassing. They were definitely embarrassed. I honestly don't even know if this has anything to do with you. I kind of feel like this could be like the ambient energy of what happened. It might have something to do with you, but it could have just the ambient energy of a different scenario that happened at the same time that you saw them last time, okay? Especially with these coming out after this Queen of Cups here, it's like she really is like, come with me boys, these two, right? Like, come with me boys, I'll teach you. Like, sit down and just listen and learn, right? Especially since she has like this like table behind her. Do you guys see that, where it's like a table of like maybe mathematics or multiplication table or something like that? She's like, come with me and I'll teach you, right? This person is learning impulse control. They may also be learning how to be better with their money, okay? It's just so interesting, like the vibe that came across at first about how this person is like almost in a way like larger than life, but then like you come to find out maybe through this reading or maybe through this interaction that you had with them that they are still, they're not perfect by any means, and nobody's perfect, but I think that this person likes to pretend like they're perfect or like come off as though they're like the biggest, the largest, right? They're like, I'm the baddest, and they still just have a lot to learn. Sorry, they still have a lot to learn, and they have a lot that they can learn from the women in their lives and the women around them. So yeah, this person got humbled the last time that you saw them. I don't know if you're the person who humbled them or if somebody else humbled them, but this person absolutely got humbled the last time that you saw them. And so they were just kind of thinking more about themselves and how they can grow into be like the actual person that they want to be at the best and highest level, the best version of themselves, okay? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not seeing you a lot in this person's consideration. I don't want to say in this person's considerations. I do think they were considering you, but I'm not seeing you a lot in this person's recollection or purview of the scenario of the last time that you saw them. Like, you were there. I'm going to go ahead and use my significator to point you out. Like, you were there, and they definitely regarded you positively. They thought you looked good. Hey, they thought you looked good. They thought you were cool. But something, I think, happened, or something switched, or just there was some sort of incident maybe that kind of like took them out of that space with you and put them in a space of being / feeling humbled, where they recognize that they still have a lot of growing to do. Okay. And like maybe some of the things that they didn't think were important before, or like used to talk down on before, they kind of got told, again, got schooled on how actually those things are important. So I think this person is kind of changing their perspective on certain things as a result of something that happened the last time that you guys saw each other. Okay. So however they're acting towards you right now, I honestly would not take it very personally. I just wouldn't, because I don't think it really has very much to do with you. I think that they are on a journey themselves to find mastery and spiritual maturity and go towards that sense of consciousness that they previously maybe appeared like they had, but are now not so strong in. Okay. Hey there, pile 2. So I completely forgot to do our channel messages from this person. So let's go ahead and get those done now. Let's go ahead and get these done, pile 2. Yeah, I only just realized it now after filming pile 3, which is why the table is clear. So my apologies. But anyways, Spirit, what would this person say to pile 2? The person that pile 2 is asking about, the person on their mind. What would they say to pile 2 if they could say anything about anything? Let's see. Like the last time that they saw pile 2 is most important, but what else would they say? They are not you. Interesting. What else would they say to pile 2 if they could say anything? What would they say to pile 2? Okay. We've got quite a few cards coming out right now. All right. Please don't go in reverse. Interesting. I've been having regrets in reverse. So okay, what I said about how I don't think you were like the main focus of the situation, I think still stands. And they're trying to say like all this other stuff that was happening, like you were a small but shining spot in kind of like the mess that I was going through with the last time that I saw you, or like the chaos, really. I don't know if mess is the right word, but like the chaos of the last time that I saw you. And they understand why you had to go. They didn't want you to go, but they understand why you did. And there were some things that they've done that they've regretted, but they're also kind of like looking back and they're like, I don't know if I really regret those kind of things. We have here, I am thinking of forever in reverse. I think you are hot, which I already said, told you. And I want to be more than friends. Okay, so this person is here for a good time, not a long time. I just want to go ahead and say that. This person is here for a good time, not a long time. All right, which is why I said they wouldn't mind if you did have to leave. Or like they understand why you have to leave. Don't forget about me though. They don't want you to forget about them because they haven't forgotten about you. And then here, you scare the shit out of me. They are a little bit scared, but I think it's mostly of what other people will think. I don't know if you in particular scare them. I think that they, again, have like a very high opinion of themselves, and so they don't really get scared easily by single people. I fucked up. Yeah, this person, whatever they did in front of this group or whatever, they made a mistake of some kind that I think maybe damaged their reputation a little bit. I never met anyone like you before. I've been searching for a girl like you. I'm falling in love in reverse. Yeah, so this person does really like you. I don't think that they see it as like going all the way of like long-lasting love, but they definitely see it having like potential is what I'll say, but they also see it having like strong feelings, especially sexual feelings, but strong feelings that could like imitate love. I don't know if this person really believes in love, to be honest. That might be with like the whole thing of like them being more in touch with their higher consciousness or whatever. They might think that love is like a concept that just exists to like hold people down. or keep people like sheep or whatever, right? They might not ever voice these things, but I do kind of get the sense that they might not even believe love is real, to be honest. I never met anyone like you before. They do really like you though. Like they're intrigued by you. They think you're interesting. What else do we have here? I have a secret. Okay. I don't know if you figured out what their secret is. I'm having wild thoughts about you. That's what I'm saying. Wild thoughts, the very sexual ones. My intentions are pure. In the reverse. Their intentions are not pure. They're trying to get it in, babe. They're trying to get it in, baby. And if you're into that, you know, do what you do, boo. Anything else that this person would say to pile 2 if they could say anything right now, or about the last time that they saw each other? Okay. I don't feel like I forced these out, but it was like awkward the way that they came out. So maybe something awkward happened. I'm not sure what I'm feeling. I am who I am. See, unapologetic. And again, this person definitely, and I think I mentioned Rihanna. No, that might have been pile 3. But unapologetic, like this person, they're just like, it is what it is. You accept it or you don't, right? I'm playing games on purpose. Yep. I'm very attracted to you. Told you. We already knew that. And why did you leave here in the reverse? No, they know why you left. And they might not have even been asking about you, to be honest. Like, if you left, they probably were wondering like, oh, why wasn't I included in the plans? But they knew why you left. So it is what it is. Yeah, this person, their intentions are not pure. That's all I'm going to say. Their intentions are not pure. If you feel like you can handle this situation, do what you want to do what you need to do. Everybody here has free will. I'm not going to give you advice about that in this reading. That's not what this reading is about. But I just am not entirely sure that this person is as focused on you as they could be or as you would want them to be. So you're the only person who can make that decision for yourself. You are the reason I keep going. Okay. And I'm planning on messaging you soon. Okay, so you are the reason I keep going. This could literally mean like when we talked about a group dynamic or something like that, you could literally be the reason why this person keeps going to this group, right? Like let's say that you're part of like a meetup group or something and you guys met at the meetup group and like maybe something weird happened, but they are gonna go back because they wanna see you, or they keep going back because they wanna see you, right? So I said like you're a bright spot in this person's experience. I'm seeking revenge in the reverse. Okay, yeah, this person, I was about to be like has issues, but this person, they are quietly plotting to see how they can like get things back on track in the larger sense and also with you. Okay, so yeah, interesting. This is like a funny kind of energy. Yeah. All right. Pile 2, so sorry that I forgot that earlier on and that we couldn't have this out with all the rest of the cards, but I'm grateful that I remembered it now. So back to regularly scheduled programming. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please press the like button if you really enjoyed this reading. I'm just going to plug my Patreon real quick. I have zodiac readings on there every week and also like angel message readings that I usually put up, if not every day, almost every day. So definitely worth it. Make sure that you follow me on all my platforms because they all have different types of content, whether it is like Threads, Instagram, here on YouTube, on Patreon, on TikTok. Definitely just go check them all out. All those links are down below in the description box. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey there, pile 3. Welcome, welcome. If you chose the Light Seers Tarot, then that means that this is going to be your reading. We're going to dive deep into their feelings the last time that you saw them. The last time they saw you, last time you saw them. Hopefully those were the same time, but regardless, the last time that they saw you. That's how we'll do this. So we can tap into their conscious feelings about the situation. All right, so we're actually going to get into the tarot a little bit later. First, we're going to get some Archetypes cards that will tell us who it is that we're asking about today. So let's see. And I apologize for my camera being so shaky lately. I don't really know what that's about. I probably need to tighten a couple things up. let me see about that real quick. All right, so I just tightened a few things. Hopefully that helps. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to. I think maybe it's just maybe something to do with the desk. I don't know. Regardless, let's find out, who is this person? Spirit, please help me to tap into this energy Pile 3 is inquiring about. Who is this person? What kind of person are they that Pile 3 is asking about? Who is this person? Let's know. We need to know. What is that song? I need to know. I need to know. Is that Ricky Martin? Enrique Iglesias? Tell me, baby girl, 'cause I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. All right. Lilith here in reverse. So first card was Loner. Second card, Lilith. So L is coming out. LL Cool J, okay. Now we also have here Wanted, Dead or Alive, which makes me think of that Bon Jovi song. We have King here in the reverse, Addict, and Communicator in reverse. So this might be somebody that you are not in contact with currently. I don't know if it's actually like a no contact situation where you guys haven't spoken for a long time. That's possible. But it also could be that this person is, again, just kind of a loner and they don't really talk to a lot of people, okay? This person may have had some sort of trouble with the law in the past. They definitely are giving outlaw kind of energy with Lilith here, loner, addict, that kind of thing. This person, I just get the feeling that they are with the shits, but also not with the shits. Introvert here in the reverse, okay? They're a loner who's a little bit of an introvert, but when like they feel like popping out, what am I hearing from Kendrick Lamar? He said, sometimes you gotta pop out and show them. You know what I mean? I get that vibe here, that this person is willing to pop out and show people, excuse me, what they're about when the time is right, okay? This is making me think of somebody that I used to know, and he liked to call himself King. That was not his real name, but he liked to call himself King. So it just is giving like this person, I'm getting a little bit of, I don't hope it's not holdover energy from Pile 2. It's like mildly similar in a certain way, and the way is very specific in that this person I think does have like a pretty strong ego. That's how I'm gonna say. A pretty strong ego, okay? But this person could have issues with substance abuse. This person could have trouble with the law. They might have a criminal record of some kind, or they might just kind of feel like it's better to do things outside of the norm, outside of the rule of law. It's kind of like if you want something done right, do it yourself. So they don't necessarily trust the authorities, okay? And also it's giving a little bit of like vigilante behavior. So this person also could like really be into Spider-Man or superheroes in general, okay? All right, let's see. I feel like there's more that wants to come out to describe. This is the most cards that we've gotten already from from this deck. Past life here in reverse, okay? This person does not like talking about the past. And it could be because they've had issues in the past, because again, maybe like this person went to like juvie, or maybe they were incarcerated or something like that in the past, and they just don't really like other people knowing their business like that. They much prefer the idea of having like a clean slate and just moving forward with their life. And I think because they have probably a checkered past of some kind, they just don't really want other people in their business like that, which is understandable, I would say, you know? So who else is this reminding me of? It is that TV show, The Boys. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it on Amazon Prime, but, or on any other streaming service that you may choose. But, there is this character on there. I want to say her name is Kamiko. And she went through some like really horrible things when she was younger. And it was involving like human trafficking and stuff like that. And as a result, she doesn't talk to really anybody. There's only like one person that she talks to, and it's like this guy, I don't remember what his name is, but he's French, and they make up their own version of sign language so that they can talk to each other. But she just like goes mute, like selective mutism, and doesn't talk to people. Another thing that reminds me of is Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And she also suffered from selective mutism when she was younger as a result of some trauma that happened to her. So that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting for this person. You may or may not know about what it is that they went through, but they're very selective with who they surround themselves with as a result. And a lot of the time I think they like prefer to be alone. So yeah, I don't know if this is like a romantic interest for you, or if this is a friend, a lover, a sibling, or a family member, or somebody. It could just, I have not pinpointed on that who this person is to you, and obviously it's going to be different for everybody watching this video, but I guess we'll see what happens here. I actually am just like ready to move on to the other cards that I have waiting, which is interesting considering like how many cards we had come out in this last little part. And I'm like, okay, moving on, time to move on. This person doesn't, again, they don't like to live in the past. So they really have their eye just like focused on the future. And I don't think that they've dealt very well with a lot of the things that happened in their past, but they still are the kind to just keep trucking forward. Some of you guys, this person may have like a career or a job that has to do with trucking or logistics, or maybe even like driving Uber or Uber Eats or something like that. But yeah, I do get the sense that this person is a hustler and they will get the money however they can. I'm hearing that song Lemon, I want to say, by NERD and Rihanna, where she's like, or he's like, I get it how I live it, right? So this person definitely is about that life, whatever that life may be. I don't think that they are afraid of very many things, and they're not afraid to be the best and worst versions of themselves. Let me put it that way. Yeah. This person, I think, really deeply knows who they are. And they don't always trust themselves. They don't always like themselves. And they definitely know that they are a flawed individual, okay? To an extent, they have accepted that about themselves. I don't know if they believe in a huge capacity for change amongst the qualities that they don't like, but I think that they do believe people can change in general, right? So maybe it's just a certain function of the degree of how much you want to change something, right? This person could have a very addicting energy about them. I'm definitely getting like bad boy, bad girl kind of energy that could be very alluring to other people, but also they may have problems with addiction themselves. The person could be in active addiction for all we know, or it could be recovering, of course, or they could really also just be into like BDSM. Maybe they don't drink or smoke or anything like that, but they could also just be really into BDSM with like these chains. Rihanna is coming up a lot right now because I'm thinking about that song S&M where she's like, I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sex in the air, you know, I love the smell of it. Then she also says, like, whips and chains excite me, right? So, yeah, S&M coming through, that song. And Rihanna, you know, she had, like, a reputation as being a bad girl when she was younger, and her Instagram handle, Bad Gal Riri, right? So, I am definitely getting that this person has that kind of reputation about them, being a bad boy, bad girl kind of situation, bad person. But when I say bad person, it like literally makes it sound like their character. It's like a bad person, but really it's more like they maybe just like the vibe and the aesthetic, and like maybe the things that come along with the vibe and the aesthetic, like the prison rap. You know what I mean? But I don't think that they're actually like a bad person. Okay, what do we have here? We've got peace. Last time they saw you, they felt peace. They were at peace, okay? They also could have been bringing you a peace offering of some sort, and that's why I said, like, this is the first card that came out in pile 2, too, when I used this deck. So I do feel like there are some similarities. 10:01 on the clock just now. There's some similarities, but it's very different. It's very different. I may be bent. Stop. This card also came out in pile 2. Guides, angels, benevolent ancestors, please help to disconnect us from the energy of pile 2. Bring us firmly into the energy of pile 3. Okay, thank you. We have illumination here in the reverse. All right, interesting. So interestingly enough, in pile 2, strength was in reverse. Here it's upright, and so that's why I said it's slightly similar, but it's different. Okay, this person has a real sense of self-worth that I think kind of like, I was gonna say like it shines through, but we have this illumination card here in the reverse. It's like this sense of inner strength and inner peace that they've worked really hard to cultivate. And also, again, like, because they tend to spend so much time alone or have a preference to be alone, it's like they don't really care if other people see it or not. They don't really want other people to see it in some ways, because I think that they know what other people sense and believe to be weakness. Okay, we have illumination and happiness here in the reverse. So I think that this person, last time you saw them, last time they saw you, they were feeling peaceful, but maybe not much more than that. Okay, ooh, sweetness and faith here in the reverse as well. Okay, how did this person feel the last time they saw pile 3? All right, so this person I think was feeling a little bit playful, is how I'm getting this coming through, okay? They were feeling a little bit playful, and I heard, like, I want to lick it. Maybe that is, like, something that they actually said to you. Maybe you guys had, like, lollipops or ice cream or something like that, but I'm hearing that, and it is just, like, a very kind of, like, cute energy that's coming through here. So you might be one of, like, the few people, I don't want to say few people, but you might be one of the people that they really enjoy playing with. Let's put it that way. Like, it brings out this more playful side of them that I think a lot of other people don't get to see. And because they're so used to being, like, hard, I'm hearing rock hard. Ooh, there's a lot of sexual energy coming through here right now. That's interesting. They're so used to being hard, and I think that it's interesting that you get to bring out this, like, sweeter side to them, okay? The thing is, I think because of their background, they don't have a lot of hope for the situation. You do make them happy, and they were happy when they were with you. That's how they felt, but it's like a fleeting kind of happiness because they don't have faith that this is going to pan out to be anything more than just, like, a sweet connection. They don't have the long-term belief that this could be anything bigger or longer, okay? And I think it's because of the things that they're dealing with in the past, and maybe even currently, especially with addict here, okay? For some of you guys, this might just be like a person who has, like, a sugar addiction. Who, if they have a sugar addiction, maybe they're struggling with images of, like, body issues, body image, weight, stuff like that. But this person, there's a lot of, like, noise around them. That's what I'm getting, because there's all these, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of these feeling cards all have these, like, dots in the background. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a whole bunch of polka dots in the background of all these cards. And so it just makes me think of, like, this noise that's back here, right? And then with these 2 cards, it's like slowly the noise becomes less and they feel happy, but it's not for long, and they know it's not going to be for long. And that's a little bit sad. That's a little bit disheartening, in my opinion. So I think they're at peace with it, though, because they're just like, this is just how it is, because this is just who I am. And, you know, yeah, they just don't have a lot of hope for the situation. That's depressing. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to be objective here. I'm trying to be as objective as I can be, and I guess that's as objective as I can be, because that is sad. It's depressing. It just is what it is. And, like, the reason why I bring that up and why I say it again is because, like, they're like, it's okay for you to say that, because it is. And so this person could be dealing with some issues emotionally of depression or self-worth, just like not feeling like they're good enough, not feeling like they can be the type of person that you would want or need them to be. I was just shuffling and this card came out, abundance. So I don't know if like they have money and maybe they're not getting it in a socially acceptable way, because I did mention earlier they're gonna get it, right? I get it how I live it, right? They're gonna get it, but it might not be in a socially acceptable way or a way that you approve of if you know about it, or like maybe they think you wouldn't approve of it if you did know about it, right? And I think that especially for those people who are dealing with maybe like a past record of incarceration or something like that, they might actually have a difficult time finding quote unquote honest work. That's not to say that they don't have money, because it did come out here in the upright, but I just think they have some insecurities about their lifestyle that they are hesitant to believe that you would accept. They don't have faith that it's going to work out because of how they live. Okay. I do see this person, like they might have taken you out like on a really sweet date or something like that, or you might have just like had a really nice time together. They are definitely the type who wants to spoil someone. Okay. Especially if they have had like a former record of incarceration, or maybe even having like been in rehab or something like that in the past, just some kind of space where they didn't get the type of attention that they wanted to get, or like they were literally restricted from getting it. So they do have this like very romantic side about them. And I think that you bring that out of them, or they want to exercise that upon you, is how I'll put that. So they don't mind like spoiling a little bit, or, you know, being really romantic and being really sweet, because I think that they kind of like went without that for a while in their life. And I'm not saying that every person who watches this is like talking about somebody who has a record of incarceration. It literally could be like they might have been like in social jail for some time. Like maybe they used to be really overweight and so they didn't the way that I want to say things is like so inappropriate right now. It's like, Spirit, why are you telling me to say that they didn't get bitches? Like, why are you telling me to say that? That is so funny. So like maybe they just like were in like a social jail, quote unquote, right? Where they weren't able to like get the things that they wanted to get in the past. And so now that they have access to it and they've broken out, busted out of that situation, they really just want to like be cute and sweet and do all the things that they couldn't do back then, right? I'm hearing like living like a teenage dream kind of situation, okay? So I'm smiling so big as I say this, because this person, I do feel like they have like a very good heart. They're also, I think, like very romantic and cute and sweet. And like not even in the way of being like, oh, you're so suave. It's not even like that. Because I feel like when I say, oh, you're so suave, it's like a little bit of like, I'm playing a game to try and get in your panties or whatever, right? This is more like, they genuinely just want these things. They just genuinely want sweetness and love and cutesy things, and like to feel the pleasure of like buying something for somebody that they really like, you know? So this is like a very innocent and sweet kind of attitude that they had when they were around you last time you saw them. Okay. So I love that. I love that for you. I definitely see why you like this person. I definitely see why you enjoy being around them, because I think they're fun to be around. I think that's just what it is. Like, they're fun to be around. I think that they treat you pretty well. And yeah, maybe they just like have some issues. And the thing is, like, we can't change what happened in the past. You know what I mean? We can only change the future. I think that's the reason why they're so focused on the future, because they just, you know, they know that what's done is done, and all we have now is like this moment, right? All we have is right now. This person definitely is the type who likes to like try and live in the present, okay? And I think that's part of what brings them peace. I think that they found a lot of like peace and strength in living in the present and trying not to hope for too much or expect too much from the future. And it gives them this very like sweet and abundant energy when they're with you. So that's how they were feeling when they were with you last time. Let's see. All right, let's get these cards. These are the True Love Reading cards by Belinda Grace. Let's see. What is, what was this person feeling last time that they saw pile 3? What was this person that pile 3 is asking about? What were they feeling last time they saw pile 3? I don't like that. I don't like that. That's not how that's supposed to go. Should I reshuffle? Okay, no. We're just gonna do this. Okay. We have spiritual maturity. This is literally the first card that came out in pile 2 too. I'm telling you guys. Oof. Some of you might want to watch pile 2. I don't know. Some of you guys might want to watch pile 2. That's all I'll say. That's all I will say about that. Spiritual maturity. What else? Anything else? Okay. Stop. Those are the exact cards that came out in pile 2. That's literally crazy. That's literally crazy. Spirit. I'm almost wondering if you and the person from pile 2 and the person from pile 3 like all hung out together. That would be so funny if you did, but interesting. Okay. So this person is really trying to better themselves. I think that they don't really know how to do it. They're having a hard time figuring out how to do it because it's kind of like they've only known one life to live. They've only known one life, and it's hard for them to imagine a different way of life. And you make them want to imagine a different way of life. You make them want to be a better person, but they don't really know how to do that. Okay. And I think that's where this illumination card comes in the reverse, and also maybe the happiness one too, a little bit, because it's like they have such a hard time imagining themselves living like that white picket fence, average, normal life, 9 to 5. And again, some people who you're thinking about here, they may not even have access to that kind of thing, depending on if they have a criminal record or not, or whatever, right? Or like a history of drug abuse or something like that, or like some situation that kind of like kept them from working in the past, and so they can't just like go out and get that type of job now, right? I think that they have a dream of like achieving this higher version of themselves, but they just really are very confused as to how to do it. And so I think that they see you as somebody who could potentially help them maybe, but that's not for everybody. It's more like they see you as somebody who they want by their side as they try and climb that path, as they try and walk that pathway. Because you do bring out this like really sweet and almost like more childlike side of them. They just really see a lot of value in you, is how I'm going to put that. I'm like over here shuffling these cards in my lap. Is there anything else from this deck? Interesting. So we are going to get into the tarot now. I apologize if you guys can hear somebody like doing their laundry or something around. We're going to use the Light Seer's Tarot right now. How did this person on pile 3's mind feel the last time they saw pile 3? How did they feel the last time they saw pile 3? Okay. We have here the Hermit. That goes straight up with the Loner right here, the Hermit, obviously. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, 2 of Cups, and we have 6 of Wands. So they really feel like whatever you guys did together, it was successful. If you guys went out on a date, they were like, that was a great date. Maybe even the best date of my life. Okay, hello. They really enjoyed being with you. They really liked being with you. This person does feel very different from you though, okay? You guys could have cultural differences, you could have racial differences, you could have class differences in whatever way, but they do feel like they really like you. They feel like you guys could be well matched together, and whatever it was that you guys did together, if they feel like it was successful, okay? They see not only a friendship with you, but also a possible love relationship with you, okay? And you just make them feel like they could do anything. That's what I said, like when I was talking about they want you by their side as they try and climb this path towards their next self or their best self. Like, you make them feel like they could do anything. And it was like the happiness and the faith and the illumination here being in reverse. It's like those are like tentative feelings. Like they felt them, but they didn't want to feel them too deeply because it was almost like they were scared. And also those feelings, I think, are attached to you in some way, right? So like if you are no longer a part of the picture, then they are going to be sad about that. You know, like they don't want to get too attached to those feelings because those feelings are attached to you, and you are a person who has their own free will, and free will means that you have the ability to walk away from them at any time as soon as you maybe, this is what they're saying, not me, as soon as you realize that they are not, you know, the type of person that you belong with, or they're not up to your standards, or they can't provide you with the type of life that they think that you want or that you deserve or whatever, right? So they're trying not to feel too much hope, too much happiness, and too much faith in this connection, which may be why, if you guys haven't been communicating, they might be trying to create some distance so that they don't get too addicted to your energy or too hopeful, okay? Because I think that they do still see themselves as a little bit of that bad gal, bad boy energy, right? They also could be going through a particularly hard time, either right now as you're watching this, or like maybe they were just having a hard time at the last time that you saw them. And that being the case, it's like with the Wheel of Fortune here in the reverse, they would rather be alone to deal with their stuff than to drag you into it. I feel like it's very much one of those things, like they don't want you to know about it because it might change your perception of them or whatever, right? I don't know if this is somebody that you know very well or not, but if you don't know them very well, they really like the idea of kind of like presenting themselves as the newest version of themselves to you. Whereas if you know this person pretty well, they don't want your opinion of them to worsen based on what's going on in their life. So they would rather kind of like keep you in the dark about certain things, and just go through it alone so that your opinion of them doesn't change, or your opinion of the relationship doesn't change, right? Queen of Swords here and the Four of Swords. So this person also could be having some health issues. Here they might need surgery or something of some kind. That's a possibility. But this person is also like very cut and dry. What do we have here? Page of Wands. That reminds me of something to do with children. But this person could be very cut and dry, where it's kind of like yes means yes, no means no. And they can be a little bit, again, this just goes back with the loner energy, because Queen of Swords in the tarot can always, not always, but can often, or even just sometimes, indicate like a person who's been widowed or divorced or something like that, right? And so this is somebody who's suffered a great type of loss in some kind of way, whether that's loss of time, a loss of a significant relationship, or something like that. I think this person also is like very analytical, and sometimes they just need to sleep on things before they can make a decision. They like to give things a little bit of time before they can make a decision. They often make their decision actually very quickly, but then they sleep on it to like make sure that they've made the right decision. So, yeah. They also could see you as this Queen of Swords and be worried that you would cut them off if you knew what they were going through, right? So they would rather just kind of keep you in the dark, keep like the dream alive, rather than to let you in at risk of you cutting them off. So they really want warmth in this connection, especially with Page of Wands here. And I think that they're trying to figure out how to keep it light and playful rather than too serious. Like whatever they're going through is pretty serious at this time. And so they would rather just like keep this connection on, I was about to be like on ice, but that's not really, I guess maybe, I don't know. That's not really the way that I'm thinking about it. It's like when a bird has eggs and the eggs have to like live in the nest, right? And then like the bird sits on top of the eggs to just like keep them nurtured until they're ready. I think that that's what this person wants to do, is like, you know, just keep it in its infancy, keep it right at the beginning. It might not be the beginning of what you guys have. Like I said, you might know this, have known this person for a little while, but keep things light until they really like actually are able to form that connection with you, and until the wheel starts to turn for them again towards the more positive. Okay, so yeah, this person just wants to have fun, like in a really sweet and innocent way, not like, oh, they're just using you. It's not like that. It's not like that at all, actually. But they do want to keep it light and fun. They really like how you make them feel. Again, you just make them feel like they are victorious, like they could conquer anything. That show Victorious may be significant for somebody. I don't know. Let's see. What do we have here? Yeah, Four of Wands. This person definitely wants to go out with you again. They see you as like somebody stable that they could really build something with, and they get really excited at the prospect of that happening with you. We got a lot of Wands energy here, which is inspirational energy. It could also be like a little bit sexual energy, but you really inspire this person. Like they feel very inspired when they're around you. So that's cool. All right, let me put these cards aside and let's go get our channeled messages. Maybe one of or both of you guys like kept getting distracted or like talking about another person or something. Maybe something happened to like distract the connection last time you guys were there. Were together. I don't know. That might be for somebody. All right, what would this person say to pile 3 if they could say anything? What would this person say to pile 3 if I could say anything? I ran away here in the reverse and I need to feel in control. Yeah, so this person did run away. I do think that they regret it though. Yeah, especially here we have don't forget about me. Right? Okay. I've been trying to distract myself from my feelings. There we go. They are not you. Don't forget about me. So it could be, like I said, they're dealing with some other situation. And this other situation just doesn't make them feel the way that you make them feel. Yeah. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person did have some kind of like difficult connection that they're going through, especially with this Queen of Wands here, Queen of Swords here, I mean. I find you interesting here in the reverse. Interesting. So they do find you interesting, but I don't know why that's reversed. That's weird. Maybe they can't do anything about it right now. Maybe they don't feel like they can keep up in conversation with you. That might be part of it. Like, you're very interesting, but they don't really feel like they know enough about the things you talk about. I have a secret. I'm telling you, they have a secret past. A secret past. All right, what else would this person say to pile 3? Let's go. I've never should have let you go in the reverse. And every song reminds me of you. So again, I think you're probably not really communicating with this person and they do regret it. They think about you all the time. What's that song where it's like, I think it's Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac, where it's like, I want to be with you everywhere. Yeah, this person definitely is regretting it. They regret it, how they treated you after the fact, because you guys definitely had a really good time together. And like, they really enjoyed being with you, being around you. Why did you leave? I wonder if maybe you did cut this person off, as I may have picked up earlier. Maybe you did cut this person off and they just want to know. They're like, but they secretly do know, or at least they have assumptions about why you left, and it has to do with their low self-esteem or their past. I'm lost without you. Lost without you, can't help myself. That's Robin Thicke, I think. I think you're out of my league. There we go. That's exactly what I said. So yeah, this person's definitely like listening to songs like that remind them of you to kind of like try and get that feeling back that they felt. And is that song Lost Without You by Robin Thicke? Because there was that whole situation that he had with like Paula Patton when they broke up, where he was like doing all this stuff, I think, to try and get her back or whatever. He like made this whole album about her. He's like, yeah, it is Robin Thicke. He's like, how does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Sorry, guys. Not my best attempt, but yeah. Okay. My voice is a little rusty today. I think you are amazing. Yeah, this person really likes you, but for whatever reason, it's just not going to work out. At least not right now. At least that's how they feel. So, pile 3, do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go follow me on TikTok. I'm actually on all social media platforms, and I do post different stuff on all of them. So go check out the Instagram, go check out the threads, go check out especially my Patreon. If you join my Patreon membership, I do weekly zodiac readings on there, and I also do like angel readings and angel messages and stuff. So that is exclusive content only to Patreon. You can only find it over there. Go check it out. It's all the links are down in the description box below. I am so grateful to each and every one of you who is with me, who watches my channel, who is subscribed to my channel, because without you guys, I cannot keep doing what I do and love every day. So thank you so much. I love you. Sending you all the best feels, all the best vibes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios. Hey there, pile 4. Welcome, welcome to your reading with me, Empress of Fortune Tarot. If you picked this pile, the Zillich Tarot, then this is going to be your reading. Take a moment, go ahead and just think about the person that is on your mind, the person that we will be reading into today. Let's just take a quick second to do like a little deep breathing exercise to clear out all the energy from just the day and then also any previous piles. So let's breathe in together. Spirit, please help to clear the energy, clear the space, and bring in just the reading for pile 4. Thank you. Yay. Okay. So we're actually going to set this tarot deck off to the side real quick, and we're going to get started with an Archetypes deck that is going to help us to determine who it is that we're talking about today. And I want to say, if this does not sound like the person you're asking about, definitely feel free to choose another pile. I also have other videos on my channel that may be more helpful. I don't know why I felt called to say that, but this might end up being like a message you need to hear rather than a message that you want to hear. Could be a message about somebody who maybe is like really a snake in the grass or in your energy or something like that. Hopefully it is a message about the person that you asked about. That would be the wonderful thing. That would be my intention, of course, but I just felt the need to say that. I don't know why. Anyways, Spirit, the person that pile 4 is thinking about, they want to know specifically this person's feelings the last time that pile 4 saw them. All right, we have numb. So this person could be a little bit, why do we want to say a little bit of a crash out? That is so funny. Like, that's so random. Because I was going to say like a little bit cold, and I was like, they might not even be cold. It might just be like every time you interact with them, it's like, you know, you don't really get much. I don't know. Or I guess it doesn't have to be every time. It could just be the last time, since that's what we're asking about. Their feelings the last time you saw them, or they saw you, really. Last time that this person saw pile 4, what did they feel? All right, we have performer here in the reverse. They are not putting up with the bullshit. They're like, you know what? I don't feel good, or I don't feel like myself, or I don't feel like I want to deal with this, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. We have detective here in the reverse also. And we have past life here in the reverse. So this person is trying to block out any feelings that they have, which maybe is why I was getting such a weird vibe at the beginning of this reading, because it is like a feelings reading. But for numb to come out as the first thing, that does make me think of that song Numb by Linkin Park. But for that to come out as the first thing, it's like the feelings are not there. This person maybe is intentionally trying to numb their feelings, or they may just have like stunted emotional growth that keeps them from being able to vampire, interesting, that keeps them from being able to feel a lot. Another possibility is that this person knows that a lot of people tend to try and kind of like get into their energy. This could be like somebody who has a really strong allure, and a lot of people maybe tend to like ask about them or check in on them, and they might be like tired or feeling drained, because numb can be like another word for drained also. It's like, ugh, stop draining my energy. So maybe that was why I got like a weird vibe at the beginning of this reading of like, either go check another one, or it might just be something you need to hear. Some of you guys might be watching too many tarot readings about this person, okay? So that might just be a warning. You might be watching too many tarot readings about this person, and their higher self or their spirit team might be about to like lock you out. I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely had that happen to me before. I am just gonna say this with love. If you feel like you are being a little bit limerent or over obsessive about this person, I just encourage you to take a little break, go outside, read a book, spend some time with family and friends, go get some ice cream, some frozen yogurt, some sorbet, something. Just like go do something to take your mind off this person. That might help, because I am getting the vibe like this person does not want to be checked in on, with detective here in the reverse. They are not really willing to like put up with your bullshit. This could have been like, okay, so I want to say in two things. Like, first of all, if this was the vibe last time you guys saw each other, then like that's just that. It also could be right now, this person's higher self and spirit team is trying to protect them, okay? But so you can take it and read it however you want to take it and listen, okay? I'm going to read from both perspectives. That's all I'll say. But I do think that this person is having some emotional issues where they don't really feel like delving into it, whether that is with another person. We have addict here in reverse, whether that's with another person or just in general. They may not really want to investigate why they're having trouble articulating or even feeling their feelings right now. This person could be in a very heavy disassociative state, or they may have just disassociative tendencies, okay? This could be something from their past that is really suppressing their emotions or causing them to suppress their emotions. And they could have actually been like a victim of abuse or trauma or something like that with this vampire here. I just think that they're used to people trying to take from them. And they're kind of like tapped out. They're like, I don't have anything more to give. Okay, I'm not a player. I would rather opt out of this game than try and even pretend or act like I care. And what does this say? This says clinger. Clinger here in the reverse. I didn't even see that one. They're trying to actively repel clingers, okay? They are not in the mood. That's just what it is. They're not in the mood. And then we have addict coming here in the reverse as well. This person is just not about it. That's all I'll say. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this person was really cold to you last time you saw them. And if that is not the case, then it is their spirit team and their energy trying to tell you to like chill out a little bit. Or it could even be your spirit team and your higher self trying to tell you to chill out a little bit, okay? But yeah, I'm just going to say they're not about this life. There's something else that does want to come out. How did this person feel the last time they saw Pile 4? How did this person feel the last time they saw Pile 4? Cancer here in the reverse. Some of them might be getting over feeling like sick or ill, okay? And I'm not going to take that as like the Cancer zodiac sign, at least not right now. I might come back to that later, but I do think maybe this person was not feeling super well. We do have hottie here though, okay? Hottie could also indicate a fever. I mean, I'm going to say that this person really might have been sick, but they also might have thought you were really hot, so that is good news. Or maybe they were looking really good. Maybe they felt like they were hottie, but they might have thought you looked really good. Anything else? Any last information about how this person felt the last time they saw Pile 4? No. Okay. So, sorry guys if you can hear. I have my window open. It's like very hot here where I am. And a lot of places in Europe don't have AC, including my apartment. So the window's open, which is why you might be able to hear like my neighbors or people from the neighborhood. Anyways, let's get this Prism Oracle. Whoop, that was a terrible shuffle. Let's get this Prism Oracle to see how did this person feel the last time they saw Pile 4? Guides, angels, benevolent ancestors, higher self. This person that Pile 4 is thinking of, how did this person feel the last time they saw Pile 4? The last time they saw Pile 4, we have movement. Okay, movement. My first thought, you guys, I'm so sorry. This is like not the reading that I was expecting. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting anything, but typically I don't expect there to be like negative energies coming through, but this person was definitely trying to like, they might have been in a rush, but they were trying to like get a move on. They were trying to get away, trying to get a move on, okay? And I don't want, especially with confidence here, I don't want you to feel like it was about you. And I was gonna say this earlier, I don't think that this is anything personal, okay? They still think you're cool. Obviously, they still think you're hot, okay? They're very attracted to you, but they, I think just like maybe had something else to do. I even heard something better to be doing at that time. I don't know if the situation was weird or whatever. They're not trying to shake your confidence, but they were feeling pretty confident in themselves. Like I said, maybe they thought they looked really good. But this person definitely is not in a space where they feel like they're going to pretend and put a smile on for the benefit of other people. So like, I'll say this, if they're genuinely smiling at you, it's because they actually want to. This person, I think they don't do anything that they don't want to do. So, yeah. What is this person, or what was this person feeling the last time they saw Pile 4? Is there anything else that wants to come out? Passion. Yes. Okay, good. I knew it. All right, so they may have been in a little bit of a rush. Also, I want to say this, last time you guys saw each other, if there was anything physical, they might have been trying to like move a little too fast, okay? This person could be the type who uses physicality as a way to kind of like fill this void that they have within them. like to maybe make them feel something. That song Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, where he's like, and I bleed just to know I'm alive, right? That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting here. Is like this person would definitely engage in physicality with somebody in order to just like feel something, you know what I mean? And that is not at all to diminish you in any way. Again, they are very attracted to you. That is not at all to diminish in any way what happened between you guys. But they were feeling like, let's get this ball rolling, okay? They might have been in a rush, but I think that they were excited, to be honest. This might have been like the first time they felt something in kind of a long time. Anything else? What were they feeling the last time that they saw pile 4? What was this person feeling the last time they saw pile 4? Okay. Out of balance. We have balance here in the reverse, and then we have love here in the reverse. So this person is not willing or ready to give what it is that I think you would want them to, because they don't have, there's like a hole inside them, and like hole feels like a little bit too extreme. When I say like there's a hole in somebody, it's like giving psychopath, and that's not what this person is giving. This person is giving emotionally stunted, developmentally delayed in terms of their emotional growth, okay? I do think like something happened in their past where they're just like really not, they're not able to show up in the way that you would want them to, okay? So yeah, I do see an imbalanced connection here. It might be that you have a lot more feelings for this person than they have for you, okay? I did maybe point that out earlier when I talked about like limerence, or even like a little bit of an obsession or something like that. And that's not to make you feel bad. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. We have literally all been there. So I'm not trying to make you feel bad at all. I think that's just part of life, part of the human experience, is to feel that way about somebody. But this person, they just like, they're muted. It's like they have some sort of hurt that happened to them that just like prevents them from being able to get there. Okay, so don't take it personally. Our next deck, we're gonna use True Love reading cards. Let's go ahead and get those out. The True Love reading cards. Let's see, how was this person feeling the last time that they saw pile 4? How was this person feeling the last time they saw pile 4? All right, what do we have here? Maturity in the reverse. That's what I'm saying. This person is immature. And also additionally, they just don't have like the emotional maturity that it takes or that it would require to be in a worthwhile connection with someone, okay? This person, you see how on this card, she's like journaling or writing on a scroll or whatever, and then there's this higher self or maybe a spirit guide who's helping, right? This person needs to go to therapy. That's all I'm gonna say. This person definitely needs to go to therapy. Maybe they're already in therapy, but this person is not good at knowing what it is that they want. They're not good at voicing their desires. They're not good at revealing their truth, revealing their true selves. I remember once when I was in college, I took this class and we were talking a lot about like jazz music and jazz musicians, and how back in like the 30s and 40s, it was very, very popular and common for jazz musicians to wear sunglasses on stage inside, even though it was like nighttime. And the reason why they did this was because it allowed them to hide their face, hide their feelings, hide their thoughts, and like just be one totally with the music. And they didn't have to worry about making eye contact with the crowd or feeling like they were being too observed. So it was like the sunglasses put this barrier between them and the audience that was even more profound than the stage itself. Like the stage itself is a barrier, but the sunglasses put like an emotional barrier between them and the audience that allowed them to just like fully immerse themselves in their own world. And I'm kind of getting that that's what's happening here, is that this person prefers to have an emotional barrier between themselves and everybody else, except for like maybe a very select few people, but I don't even know if I'm getting that. I don't know if this person is authentic with anybody, honestly. But part of it is I think that they've had people in their past who got too clingy, And so they're trying to protect themselves in that way. But then the other part of it, I think, is just that they don't really know how to get close to people and feel safe. So even if they want to get close to you, they don't know how. And you as a person cannot be their therapist. You as a person cannot really help them to figure out how to get close to you, because they might just classify you as a clinger or somebody who wants too much of their energy, no matter how attracted they are to you, no matter how hot they think you are. They do, I think, want to move forward, and it's just a matter of they don't know how. Cancer also, now going back to the sign, Cancer also is a very emotional sign. It's somebody who really like cares about their home and wants to feel at home. This person, I don't know if they feel at home anywhere, and I don't think that they're in touch enough with their emotions to really be the type of connection that you would want this to be, ever, honestly. I'm going to reshuffle this. Let's see, are there any other cards that want to come out here to let us know how was this person feeling the last time they saw pile 4? How was this person feeling the last time they saw pile 4? All right, we're going to move on with the tarot cards. How was this person feeling the last time that they saw pile 4? How was this person feeling the last time they saw pile 4? Okay, all right. We have 9 of Cups here in the reverse that says bliss. We have the 9 of Wands here in the here in the upright, excuse me. We have the Princess of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So whatever happened was not ideal. It was not an ideal situation. This person absolutely let their walls go up, and I think that their communication, it could have even been hurtful. Something that they said could have even been hurtful. It was true though, but it was hurtful. You see how it's like she's got the sword, it's like cutting through. You know, I do think that this person doesn't really realize the impact of their words sometimes, and I think they could have said something that was kind of hurtful. They also could be, just a side note right now, they might be like looking at your social media or looking for you on social media, but there also could have been like a denial. Like there could have been like a refusal or a denial that could have been kind of hurtful in this situation, okay? The Ace of Wands in reverse is often a no, and with the Death card here, it's like, yeah, that shut things down. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, for some of you guys, even maybe like things started getting hot and heavy, and then all of a sudden one person was like, actually, I don't know about this. So, and with the numb, it also makes me think of like a cold bed. And so she's like laying down here. The way she's laying down, it's like a cold bed, you know? So yeah. That's like a very specific example. Obviously, I don't think it will resonate for every single person who is watching this, but this person, I do think that they like notice you and like could be taking notes on you in some way. I don't even mean that like literally, but Princess of Swords is like really sticking out to me right now. Like she's very attentive. She pays close attention to things and like wants to learn and study and like write things down. Write back is what I'm hearing. Write back. Queen of Discs, that's the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse. So this person's selfish. That's what I'm getting. It's like they were feeling selfish at that time. And I don't think that they really cared about your wants and your needs. That's why we have the Balance here in the reverse. They really didn't care. It was more like, I'm going to do what I want. Okay, so you know what's so funny is I was just listening before this to this song called I Love It by August Alsina and Trinidad James. And there's this part in the song, I think it's Trinidad James who says this, and he's like, cause she gonna do what she wants and that is okay. And he gonna do what he wants and that is okay, right? So it's this idea of just like, you have to be okay with the fact that this person is just gonna do what they want. And they're not necessarily willing to meet you halfway. Black Eyed Peas meet me halfway. They're not necessarily willing to meet you halfway. Because I don't think that they see you as like an emotional prospect here with the Love in reverse. Yes, there's passion. Okay, there's passion. I think that you could really activate their pleasure center, their sacral chakra, their solar plexus chakra here. But there's not that emotional aspect. This deck, the Zillich Tarot, she uses a lot of these colors and like a lot of imagery from like chakra. So like the rainbow colors, each one can represent a chakra. And I'm not seeing like a ton of green here. There is a little bit of green in this dress. And so it's like this person might know how to attract love, but they don't know how to keep it. Or they say things that make them unlikely to hold on to it, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if this person had like a slick mouth. That could be literal or it could be figurative. Literal meaning like they might have a lot of saliva. Ugh, that's like my worst nightmare. Not to get personal, but I hate a wet kisser. I can't stand a wet kisser. Or they could have like a slick mouth figuratively, meaning like they just say slick shit and they like think they're gonna get away with it. You know what I mean? All right, so we have here the Hanged Man in reverse, not in reverse, I'm sorry, the Hanged Man. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. This person is not going to commit. They're not going to commit at all. In fact, they would be more comfortable with everything just kind of like laying in the balance and being ambiguous. And I think that they do that as a way to, like I said, protect themselves. I think they just think it's like safer if they do it that way because of these past experiences that they had. And that keeps coming up, and it's not like I don't want to use it as an excuse, although they might use it as an excuse, but I do think it is valid. I mean, if you've had a bad experience in the past with somebody, it is going to shape how you interact with other people. You know what I mean? So I know everybody says like, okay, well, it's a different person. Like, don't bring your past baggage to the door of a new relationship. And I can agree with that, but that's really only possible if the person has done the work. If the person has done the work to go to therapy or, you know, at least journal about it. Damn. Like, this person has not done any of the work. They really are not interested with Detective here in the reverse and Past Life here in the reverse. They're not interested in diving deep into what happened in the past, you know? And honestly, I think they would rather just be left alone to a certain extent. I think they would rather just be left alone. So let's get some channeled messages from them. What would this person say to you, pile 4? I want to know. What would this person say? I'm really liking like the pattern that I'm seeing right now. This person could be a very fly dresser. I wanted to say snappy dresser and then I said fly, and I do agree with fly. This person could be a very fly dresser. All right, we have here, I think you're out of my league, but that's in the reverse. This person might think they're out of your league, okay? And I am scared you're moving on here in the reverse. This person could care less if you moved on. I'm just gonna be straight and honest with you. They do not care. Like, I was about to say, like, there might be a little part of them that cares. No, I don't think they do care. Okay. What else would this person say to pile 4 about the last time they saw them? Here, I can't get over you. That came out sideways. Okay, that validates what I was just about to say before that I said I wasn't going to say. Where like, I was like, this person might care a little bit, but are they scared? I don't know if they're scared. This person does think about you. I do want to make that clear. They do think about you. But if you were to move on, I don't think that they would be like the most upset in the world. Okay? What do we have here? What's next? What else would this person say to pile 4 about how they felt the last time they saw each other? How did this person feel the last time pile 4 saw them? All right. We have here, the last time you saw them, it says, you have changed me. Okay, so you might have spurred this person to maybe like want to try to be more mature. And then we have here, I've never met anyone like you before in the reverse. And we have, I've liked you for a really long time. So this being said, I do think you have made an impact because like I said, they do think that you're very attractive. They want to move forward with you. They're just not capable of doing it. And so you might have inspired them to try to get better, to try and do some of that introspective work. And also, again, with this being in the reverse, I've never met anyone like you before. I think you do remind them of somebody from their past, which is why they're so hesitant. That makes me think of Usher, You Remind Me. where he's like, you remind me of a girl that I once knew. See her face whenever I look at you. Won't believe all of the things she put me through. That's why I just can't get with you. That is like exactly it, right? And then like Usher goes on to talk about how like he knew that the other girl was the one for him. But I think maybe she cheated on him or something. I don't really remember. But that used to be my jam when I was younger. Oh my God, I loved that song. But I think that like you do remind them of somebody that they know, which is why they're having such a hard time opening up to you. Or it could also be why they're so drawn to you. Okay, so again, I would not take any of this personally because it doesn't really seem like it's about you as a person. It could be about you physically, like how you look. What did I read? I read on Threads earlier today where this girl was like, oh, I used to have this sugar daddy and he would take me out all the time and nothing physical would ever happen. But I found out later on that he would just like find girls who looked like his ex-wife, or it's not really his ex-wife, his late wife, because his wife had died. She'd passed away and he just like wanted to like sit across the table from somebody who looked like her. Okay, so sometimes it's literally not about you as a person. It could literally just be about what you look like. I remember one time I had this boyfriend and after we broke up, he like went out and dated somebody who looked exactly like me. And I was like his first really serious girlfriend. So it wasn't like, oh, he has a type. I think that he just, you know, maybe he just missed me. Maybe I'm just being delusional or whatever. I don't think so. But she really looked a lot like me and I thought it was weird. So maybe it doesn't have anything to do with you as a person. I really would not take it personally. Okay. But then with I've liked you for a really long time, it could be that this person actually got to know you. Maybe they initially approached you because you look like their type or you look like somebody that they know. Or maybe that's why they're staying away from you, because you look like their type or you look like somebody that they know. But either way, whatever's happening, I wouldn't take it personally. I am falling in love in reverse. And let's write on top of this other love card here in reverse, okay? So this person, they are too scared. They're too scared to commit. They're too scared to fall in love. Again, just don't take it personally. That's the best that I can say, is just don't take it personally. This person's too immature. They're way too immature. All right, here we go. I miss being around you here in the reverse, and I'm seeking revenge here in reverse. Okay, with both of these being in the reverse, I think that's a little bit funny. I think it's a little bit weird and also a little bit ironic. But again, this person is too numb to miss you. They really are so out of touch with their feelings that they just can't. And with I'm seeking revenge here in the reverse, that makes me think it could be revenge on somebody else by being with you or being around you. Or it could be that they are also, again, like too weak to get back at whoever it is that hurt them in the past, okay? That hurt, it inspires revenge in them, but they just don't even know like where to start. And I don't think that they really have that in their heart, because I just got kind of like a pain in my heart, but it was like they're too hurt from this pain of this past person to get past it. They just can't. They need professional help. That's honestly what it is. This person needs professional help and there's nothing you can do about it, pal 4. So I would encourage you to just not even try. Move on, find somebody else, because this is a project that you do not deserve to have to take on, and I would not encourage you to take it on, okay? With the whole I'm seeking revenge thing, how I want to say this is whoever it was that hurt them in their past, it's almost like this idea of getting back at them consumed the person you're thinking about for such a long time. And that was like what caused them to go numb, was this pain in their heart where they were like, I want revenge. I hate this person. How could they do that to me? And eventually it's like, what did they say? Is that the saying? I think it's like revenge is like drinking poison, hoping that the other person will die, right? So it's like this person's been drinking this revenge poison for forever, hoping that something bad would happen to this other person, or like the other person would get a taste of their own medicine or whatever. But really it's just them poisoning themselves and contributing to like that numb feeling. Okay, so yeah, I just want to say thank you all so much for being a part of this community. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, follow me on all my social media. Also, if you subscribe to the Patreon, there are weekly zodiac readings on there, as well as angel messages that I do pretty much every day. Not always every day, but there's a lot of exclusive Patreon content. So I would definitely encourage you to go take a look, and if you feel so called, then to subscribe to the Patreon, but definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.